Hi everyone, Namaste. This is Anjali Kochhar. Welcome back to my channel, Tookwings Blog by Anjali Kochhar. So, as I mentioned, that Kahaniyaan is not all about talking about a lot of influential stories or talking about people who made big things happen or things like that. So, Kahaniyaan is also about our podcast. Kahaniyaan is also about stories of everyone, and I think why the school of thought I believe in ki हर कहानी इम्पोर्टेंट है, हर किसी की कहानी ज़रूरी है और हम लोग एज़ ह्यूमन्स अपनी एक दूसरे की कहानियों से, एक दूसरे के एक्सपीरियंसेस से तो सीखते हैं। तो आज का जो पॉडकास्ट था, हमारा पॉडकास्ट था विद नैन्सी बुद्धिराजा हू इज़ एन एजुकेटर और हू एंड शी हैज़ ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन हर ओन एज़ वेल। सो दैट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग। और सबसे प्यारी बात जो मुझे इस पूरी कन्वर्सेशन की लगी कि when she mentioned about being a woman and taking decisions on by herself for herself, right? As women mostly, like, we tend to forget that we have lives above and beyond our families, our work and everything. So आज की conversation में ना, I think all women should listen to this conversation. And आज की conversation was supposed to be about some entrepreneurship or something like that, but it turned into a law of attraction conversation. And it was great. I think जो भी लोग law of attraction practice कर रहे हैं, सीख रहे हैं, करना चाहते हैं and want to know कि how it actually works और क्या क्या सिंपल स्टेप्स हैं जो आप फॉलो कर सकते हो टू and from someone who actually started learning from books and now is also learning from social media, also learning from coaches. So it is just like a very common story for everyone out there, right? So I think you should watch this podcast till the end, and it would be an amazing experience for you all. So yeah. Hi, Nancy. Welcome to Kahaniyaan by Tookwings Blog. How are you?
I'm good, Anjali. Thanks for inviting me here.
Great, lovely. So, today we'll be talking about a lot about women and, women in jobs, women in entrepreneurship, and at what age women can, diversify their career and a lot of more technical things like that. But before that, we have a tradition at Tookwings that our podcast is also named as Kahaniya. So we have a tradition to start the podcast with one story that defines you, like something that makes you you. There may be, I know, there may be a lot of stories that makes you you, but any one story that you would like to share.
Yeah, sure, Anjali. Thanks for, first of all, thank you for giving me this platform to share my kind of story. So, uh, uh, when I started my career, I was very much sure that I'm going to be working as a kind of college teacher or a lecturer in the beginning. But after completing my studies, I felt like doing programming. So I started my career with software development jobs. And after going there for a while, I could see that while we go into the office, there is a fixed time, but to come out of the office, there is no time.
Hmm.
So I was looking for something like something more substantial, which where I can see my future myself in the future, where I'm going, where I'm having a direction of my life, and it's going like with the family, also in sync with the family. And then I started slowly teaching in colleges and everything. But there was one moment in 2019 that I came across, and it was a very big hit on my mind that I've been very satisfied and very happy doing university teacher job. I used to go there every day and show up. And I realized that moment very badly that when I show up, I'm working, I'm getting the salary. And when I'm not working, it's going to be haywire like. So I was looking something very solid kind of thing where I could be earning also even if I'm not present. So that was a big hit for me. And I started looking for many projects which I can do online on my own timings. And since I'm teaching also, I didn't want to leave that. And when I was asked, like in hospital, my near and dear ones were admitted during COVID time and before that. So these situations keep coming up. I thought these situations will keep popping up till they teach me a lesson that I don't have to be dependent on single thing. Okay, so even if I'm not having a job in university or I'm not teaching, I should be earning, I should be doing something for myself, for my own identity. And everything I was doing was designed around my family. Like I'm managing children also, their activities also. And I said, it is not always going to be like this. I'm not always going to be a provider parent, but somewhere more than that. Even if I'm not providing, my children should be able to cope up with that. So that's how I'm one of my family friends I met, and she made me realize, she understood, she was a businesswoman and since the start of her career, and she taught me so many things. I got lessons, big lessons from my life, and uh, there I could see that along with the job, I can work somewhere else also at my own timings, whether in the job break also, where I could be working on a huge project and can build the system for myself and my family, for my next generation. Because anyway, whatever I'm doing today is not going to be lasting after my retirement, or cannot be transferred to my children. So I wanted something else also. So that's how I started working on uh, a big project. It's a global project, and along with that, I'm teaching today. So I feel more relaxed now that at least I'm doing something at the back of my job, which can support me when I'm surrounded with not so favorable conditions. So
No,
that's how.
absolutely. Right, right. So the point you brought up about women always thinking around their family and not truly finding that time for thinking about themselves. That is very true, right? So I mean, was there like there was a situation for you, but in your view, do you think that there is there any age to uh, get into that transformation from doing a regular job to getting into your own thing?
No, there is no age. As soon as we realize it, we just think we have to think about, I think, why should be clear. Then my why got cleared, I started looking for something else also. And the why was not clear when I'm just living the way my family is designed. Today is Holi, tomorrow is Diwali party. I'm just going and enjoying my life. It's not bad to enjoy the life, it should be there, but with the purpose. Should be everything can be scheduled according to the purpose. Purpose always comes first. So some people realize their purpose at the age of 25, some realize it late. So I got it late. Maybe I was a smarter one.
No. So, no, that's true that there there are no timelines of identifying or discovering yourself, right? So, I mean, if we talk about this journey as a whole of being a woman and also working for yourself, do you think that this shift from working on that global project and thinking about yourself actually made you more empowered?
Yes, it did. It did a lot, actually. I was able to figure out what is the purpose. Like if I write today my few of the problems, and if they are not around money, then I'm sorted. Otherwise, if they are around money, I have to think about. I have to give it a second thought. What am I doing all these years?
Hmm.
I have to go back and think about my introspect, like what have I done? What have I done yesterday? So I have started doing that rigorously. Every morning, I make it a point to write all the affirmations, and at night I review how much it was accomplished, what was not accomplished, and what else is needed to be done. So there is always a gap. There will always be a gap, but I will move closer to what my target is.
So you're saying that you attracted this project in your life, right?
Yes, yes, I'm very sure, because I used to think कुछ तो ऐसा होना चाहिए, कुछ तो ऐसा भी होना चाहिए. I used to think it continuously. So maybe universe gifted me from somewhere through someone.
Right. So, is there a right way to attract blessings in your life? Do you practice any ways to attract things in your life?
Yes, it's paying gratitude. We attract things.
Hmm.
I think everything comes to us naturally. We are not able to see it sometimes,
Hmm.
and we let it go because our vibrations are not catching it.
Hmm.
And to be in the right energy is very important. If my frequency is, it's just like if I'm listening a song at 94.3 and I'm tuning myself at 94.5, I will not be able to listen that song.
Hmm.
So
Right.
it's just the same way energy is working. Whatever I'm giving, I'm getting it back.
Right.
And practice of writing gratitude, for sure, I think it's very good way of.
So, can you explain how do we, write something that is like attracting that thing in our life? Like, is there a certain way of doing that? Like, most people talk about affirmations being in the present tense, right? So, do you also write those affirmations, and what kind of affirmations, in your view, work?
In my view, whatever I have seen, I have learned from these writing affirmations from the book itself. I will not hide it, but I used to write it from the book itself first, and that's the name of the book is Magic. So now I can do it on my own because I'm in the practice right now. So writing affirmations is always should be in present tense, one thing, and second thing is while writing not only to write, but it is also writing a letter to someone, writing a letter to the god that I am feeling this thing, I want this thing to be badly there in my life, because if it's not there, my life is not complete, and I'm working for it. For my actions will be my total actions during the day would be aligned automatically. And the thing is, why I want it. Have to write the reason also. Thank you if I'm getting this, because this thing, and write thank you 3 times in the end after each affirmation. And praying gratitude to God, like feeling like this is being done, already done.
Hmm.
So if we feel that it is not being done, that means still it is not there.
Right, right. So, do we need to practice gratitude and writing those affirmations once a day, twice a day, or how does that work?
It depends on your schedule, means you can write it once in the morning. Early morning is always good. Or at the end of the day, if you want to review that today what good things happened, you can count and write it at the end of the day. It totally depends on you how much you want to write, how much. But writing has to be done, not typing.
Hmm. No, why
Has
do you
to be.
say that? I mean, can't we just type because we live in that digital age? So, can't we just type and make it happen?
I totally agree. Digital is good, but to a certain extent, when we write, our hands are moving continuously. Our mind is working with our hands
Hmm.
in coordination. And I think writing with the pen uh, on yellow paper with the red pen is supposed to be the auspicious thing. So I follow that completely.
Okay, so some people also talk about, those rules. Like, I think there is that 369 rule of practicing affirmations, or there is this uh 555 rule of practicing affirmations. So, do you follow any kind of those rules?
No, I don't follow any rule, but it totally depends on as per your personality, as per you want to write, because you're writing for yourself,
Hmm.
not for any other person. It's with you. The diary is closed, and we know that what we want and how much we are working for it. The God is watching, and it is not. I'm not following any kind of rule. One thing I read in Magic book was there was 10 pointers, about 10 pointers. I just pray and say thank you at the end of each affirmation, and suppose that it is in my mind, in my subconscious, that it is done for me.
Hmm.
So that's how sometimes it happens that out of 10 affirmations, 2 or 1 maybe get completed during that day, and that is good.
Oh, that's great. So, do you believe that there is no timeline for that affirmation to come true anytime if you're like strongly believing that it will come true?
Yes,
So,
yes.
anytime can it happen?
It can happen anytime, means anytime during the day also, when you will yourself observe through the series of events, during the day we are going through a good phase or bad phase, we experience sometimes that whatever we have spoken has become true.
Hmm.
So, but we don't know that time. There is no particular time of that. Some people say it's 12 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock noon, it's something like that. So I don't believe that whatever has to be said with our, whatever our intentions should be always good. So that even if it becomes true, the good thing will become true, not the bad one.
So, I mean, a lot of times we are, as humans, are not in a right state of mind to, completely believe what we are, praying for, because maybe some situation has happened or something has occurred, and we are not in that positive or in that good state of mind, right? So, on those days, what according to you should be done while we are
So
affirming?
according to me, when the same thing happened to me, I used to think I'm not good enough. I have not done enough,
Hmm.
things like that. So I used to write those also,
Hmm.
emptying my mind into the paper that whatever is there, these are my gaps.
Hmm.
And tomorrow, how am I going to cover those gaps one by one?
Hmm.
And it's all about overcoming aggression, maybe sometimes ego, sometimes uh, keeping control of our emotions, sometimes keeping control of what I'm talking, what I'm saying is affecting the other person also.
Hmm.
So whatever I'm saying, I have to be careful about.
Right.
So because everything happens because I have emitted that energy sometime, or it is because of my words. It may happen, but
Hmm.
it should not happen. If I want it should not happen, I should check first what am I doing.
Right, right, right. So recently, I was also speaking with a healing expert, and we were talking about the power of words. I mean, whatever we say, or in fact, whatever content we consume, somehow become ourselves, and somehow things like that keep on happening. So maybe like if someone is going through a bad phase and always thinking about those bad things and negative things, then I think those things even start happening even more, right? Instead of
Yes.
being grateful about the good side, or the some seeing that one good thing, if we focus on those 99 things, then the things keep on happening that way also, right?
Yes, it does happen because negative always attracts negative
Hmm.
and positive attracts positive. That's a total rule of the universe. If I'm going to ask the universe why this is happening to me, why is this happening to me? So that will keep happening to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when I stop saying this and I say that, okay, I can do this to find a solution to this, I will do this today, I will do this today, small steps.
Hmm.
Then somewhere I have worked on myself also for last time in COVID, I used to think, why is this happening? Why is that happening? So many questions were there, and I could see that I'm attracting the same things around us.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then I have to drop one by one.
Right. So, in the beginning, when we spoke about your story, it was, just you telling us your story. But now, if we consider law of attraction in your personal life and how it actually, transformed your life. So, how would you narrate that story for us?
So, law of attraction is very famous science. Means it's been everyone is aware of it today.
Hmm.
First, only life coaches and healers always use this
Hmm.
attraction vibration words, but
Hmm.
it is to all the common people around now. So it basically aligns. I think it is the alignment of our thoughts
Hmm.
which happens through this. And I was reading the book from subconscious and conscious mind
Hmm.
are two different things. So subconscious mind says that, okay, suppose some person is having a habit of waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning. He will definitely wake up in 5 a.m. in the morning. But the same thing is not possible for me because I have to program my mind for that. So it is there in my mind, but it is not there in my subconscious mind. So I will take it. I will take time. I will say I will do it tomorrow. I will do it day after tomorrow. So it is basically the alignment of our energy and our thoughts. And good thoughts come from good energy.
Right.
And we can get good energy if we start seeing all the positive, good things around us. Even if they are not good, we know they are not good. But even if we start praising the God, that thank you, even this thing is there for me. I'm getting food 3 meals a day. Thank you, God. So I might get a good meal, 3 meals also. And tomorrow I might be able to host a good party also. So everything comes from the vibrations I'm throwing away.
Right, right. So, have you been also able to, sort of transfer this knowledge of law of attraction to somebody in your life as well, and has it worked for them as well?
Yes, to a certain extent, I have shared with my friends about it. And as I receive the knowledge, I believe in sharing also because as much if I share a lot, they might get something out of it. And I might also learn something from them, what good they are doing. So, yes, I have also shared with my close ones and friends and sisters. And yes, they could see a 0.1% change. That is a big thing for me. So I was not aware of all these things before. If you ask me 3 years back or 2 years back, I had no knowledge about these things. But very lately, I've been in touch with so many healers and life coaches that after talking to them and understanding about it, the energy, I worked on it also. So I could see that it works.
So, do you think that is it important to get in touch with healers and mentors when you're starting your journey, or you can do it by yourself?
By yourself, you can do it. Just it's everything is there in the books, and once you read the books, and there are so many Insta videos also on this, and it is not important that you go by some rule or something. So it is just the life is just going the way it is going to be, but we are not living and in the moment. The problem is this: we are totally distracted that we don't observe so many things, deeper things. We don't give time to deeper things. We just go out and miss them somewhere. So for that, if something goes wrong, then we think what went wrong. We are not able to understand because we are distracted.
So,
So there are books.
right, right. So, do you have any book references to share with our audiences?
Yes, sure. I have secret book. I have Rhonda Byrne's book, Magic, Power of Subconscious Mind. I'm still reading Psychology of Money. And there was one more book by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Four Quadrants. These books I have read in past 1.5 years. And after talking with healers and life coaches also, this was a knowledge which I shared with you, which I got. Maybe it's a superficial one. It's for everyone. It's a common thing. But of course, healers and life coaches are working in depth. So they know more about it.
No, of course, it's not about, knowing it from healers or life coaches. It is about knowing it from people for those,
You
law
have practiced.
has actually worked and, they have
Implement.
practiced. So, yeah, that is important. And those stories are important as well.
Yes, because when these authors are writing books, they also have to gather so much energy, so many thoughts together on the single page. They have to think of so many examples, so much of brainstorming is there, which is going behind each and every page of the book. So if I'm able to connect myself with someone who has done all this, that is a bigger thing for me, rather than connecting myself to a person who is just teaching it and not implementing on the self. Because actually the change will be there only if I implement it. Reading and keeping it aside will not help me.
Right. So, apart from, speaking the right way, or, apart from writing it down, are there any other ways to attract blessings in our life?
Yes, there are. You can serve one-time food to the poor once in a week, maybe anyone. Or sometimes I do like that. After coming out of metro station, I could see 2, 3 girls standing, and they are asking to have lunch, or they do not have lunch. So I just feel thank you when I see them, that I have got so many things which they don't have, but still I'm still complaining. Why? And it goes down to my subconscious mind also, that I should not be complaining. At least I can stop that thing.
Right. I think it is our human nature to just, keep complaining, even if we have a lot of good things in life, we still keep on complaining. And when we see those people who actually, lack even the smallest of resources, then we realize that yes, we have even like a house, food to eat, and basic necessities are getting fulfilled, and more than that, in fact.
Yes, because I'm a college teacher, so I have seen so many students from age group of 18 to 25. I have seen in India and abroad. So in India, we are blessed to have so many resources, and still youngsters are totally distracted with technology, and they take sometimes some people are there who take it seriously, and some are there who take it lightly, but at least both of them are having a good amount of resources with them. There is nothing to be lacking. But if I when I was teaching Africans in the same age group, they don't have electricity, they did not have light, they did not have power, they did not have laptops. They had to travel long distances to get the signal of internet so that they can attend the class. And I was thinking that I should make them meet these students who are working so hard, and they have good energy. They are more prepared for the future. They prepare themselves. They are very means honest people. They speak from the heart, and I could see that the difference. But the willingness to learn is more.
So, you regularly are in touch with a lot of students and new gen or next gen people, right? So, do you believe that the next generation or Gen Zs or millennials, etc., they actually believe in the power of energies, and that do they believe that such types of
Very few
actually exist?
Very few who are reading those kind of subjects. They are closer, but otherwise there is not much awareness on that. But still they are working on different technologies, as I can see in the groups. So that inspires me a lot from them also, that they are doing something new. At least they are making an attempt, trying out different things.
Technologies in the sense like totally in different direction or in this direction?
Technology can be anything which is like related to software, related to AI, related to data science, whatever they are doing, that is, they are giving their best out of their energies. But they are not aware of this kind of science also. So very few are aware, who are in touch with some psychologists who are into medical fields. Maybe there is the awareness has increased a lot. These words are not very new to everyone, because most of the people I've seen practicing a lot. even if they are housewives or they are doing something else. It's just because of awareness, I think. People are taking courses also from different academies, life coaching academies are there, business coaches are there. So they are aware of all these things. But the young generation is not much aware because they are into starting with startups. They are busy with their founding things and making softwares. So that's fine for their age.
Right. So I think that it is important for everyone to understand those concepts, not like get into depth of it, but just understand the basics of it that, you know, yes, it
Yes.
works.
Yes,
Whatever your
to keep the
energy.
mind focused, more
Hmm.
focused, and
Right.
to believe that whatever is there existing it's now, it's in the moment. It's not going to be like a delay kind of, because everything goes out of the zone after that.
Hmm. Right.
So,
When you mentioned the fact about keeping our mind focused, and then we are also talking about law of attraction, it also brings me to one of the recent stories I was working on around, spirituality and how it actually enhances your working capabilities. And I also keep on speaking with a lot of experts and who also believe that, yes, when you are more spiritual or when you, believe in your own energies, then you are actually attracting a lot of focus as well in your work you're doing, becoming more productive.
yes, it
Have
becomes more productive and can increase our potential to
you?
work on something.
Hmm,
We can, once there is no limitation in the mind, there is no limitation outside also.
hmm, 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 hmm,
So the same thing reflects.
hmm, hmm, hmm. Right, absolutely. So we started the conversation with, one point specifically you mentioned about that, you wanted to think about yourself after, certain point of working as an educator. You wanted to think about yourself as well. And a lot of times women usually forget to, do that. I think as women or as women who have families as well, so they sort of uh, get into that habit of thinking a lot about their families and a lot about their how to get best out of something they are doing, but not focus on their own being. So recently, I just give you an example. I saw a theater by Manav Kaul, and usme he also mentioned about his mother, telling him that अपनी जिंदगी की मुख्य किरदार मैं खुद हूँ. So that was a very sweet thing to say, and that you also mentioned. It totally clicked that yes, women should totally think about that also. So, to all the women out there who are watching the podcast, what would you like to, say to them when it comes to thinking about yourself?
So same thing is, it's good that we are giving attention to our family. It's always good, but making the family also see that we are on some purpose. We are not just available all the time.
Hmm.
Not just available. The more I'm available, the more I will be asked to do this and that, and my mind will go away in those things. I will flow away in these things.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So not to get carried away, there
Hmm.
are some things which they can also do,
Hmm.
and they what they see is what they will do.
Hmm.
If you just teach your children that you become this, you become that, and you study this and you study that,
Hmm.
that will not happen.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
This has happened to me. This will not happen 100%.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when I start doing something myself, they will also see me. What they see, they will do. What you preach, they will not do.
Right. Right.
So you can't hold anyone.
Hmm.
After a certain point of time, children grow up and they have their own paths to follow.
Hmm.
So if I'm not having my own path, then I should find one very soon.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I am freely available,
Hmm. Hmm.
where my time can go away like this.
Hmm. Hmm.
So time is anyway going. But not finding the purpose is very important, is not good, means it should be paid attention to. So if purpose is not there, write down what you want. From there, I can get my purpose. How part can be sorted, but why should be sorted first? That is the important thing. So when I started doing things on my own, my children understood. They saw me that I'm working on something, and we should also work for whatever we have in our hands. And this is the only good time we have things. Student time, being a student is the best thing. And after when we go into the jobs and into outside world, it's totally a different world. So we should be able to transform ourselves, adjust ourselves to new situations.
As you mentioned that everyone should understand their path and should follow that as well. And I think,
Yes.
yeah, that's great.
Otherwise, I'm available, I'm free. Anyone can take away my time anywhere.
Right, right. I think it also comes from the patterns that our society has followed for quite some time now. That maybe we have seen our grandmothers doing a certain thing, then our mothers follow, and then somehow we start following that also. But I think I see in my generation breaking that pattern somehow. But yeah, I mean, somehow we also take it from our mothers as well, that yeah, this my mother has been doing, so I'll have to, once I have my own family, I'll have to do that as well. I think breaking that sort of pattern is important, and understanding that if you have a path that the universe or God has decided for you, then you should follow that, and there is like no limits.
Yes, because when I saw my mother adjusting to needs of all the joint family members, she was already constantly in the kitchen for so many hours and serving us food and giving whatever best things. But seeing her, I decided I will not be like this.
Right.
I don't want to be like this for sure.
Hmm.
Because by college time, I saw so many ladies who are working, going out, having their own time, having their own life. I wanted to have that. So I said this can be managed. It is nothing that we have to always serve the food on the table. This can be managed.
Right.
This is not very important. And everything changes from time to time. When I got married, my husband and me, we are like friends. I thought at that time, I don't want my husband to be like a husband, particularly. I want a friend, a companion who can understand and sometimes make food also. And I think I attracted it completely. Means I told my husband in the first meet, let's be friends, not like husband and wife typically.
Right, right. I think some women are able to do that, but for some, there is still a sense of guilt that comes with it. That I know, like, we are not following the traditional path of being. So, what do you advise to them?
Say the guilt is for only short period of time when we leave our small children at home. So spending time with them is a golden time, means I would say. For 4-5 years, it's fine. But after that, again, we have to prepare ourselves and to get into the same industry, to prepare for a job or whatever. If we want to start our own work, we have to start preparing our mind for that. So everything has to be managed around that. Okay. So what I did was I took some years break in between for my children, and then I came back. But while coming back, I saw so many challenges. And then I realized I should have been continued and children would have adjusted at that time. So sometimes adjustment is possible, and sometimes when it is not possible, there is nothing we can do. 4-5 years is a break. So it's emotional connect also which mothers feel with their children, and they don't want to leave them alone like this. And children also have the memories of these timings in their minds. So not to have guilt, but to prepare again. That is one thing can be done.
Right. So do you have any role models, women role models do you like truly get inspired from? Maybe in any field of work.
In my field of work, I have seen some of my senior lecturers who are successful, who have written one or two books. I feel they are very learned people and respected ones. And whenever I get some time from them, I don't miss that time because they are whatever they are talking, even that is a big learning for me. They are just talking normally, but I'm learning something from them continuously. Maybe through their habits, maybe through their way of working, maybe through their way of speaking, and whatever they have done. And I have seen when I see their children successful also. I used to think that they were also working, but still their children are also successful. So, what have they done? How they have uh, planned their time around it. So that is a big learning for.
I think talking with people, who have a same sort of mindset or a mindset that you want to attract in your life is really important.
Yes. And at the same time, they are humble and they are very polite also. They are not very aggressive or speaking with, okay, we are something. No, they are very down to earth. And I think they have all the leadership qualities because leaders are always humble, no matter how far they go in life. So that is the main learning for me.
Right, right. Right. So one question I missed out asking, you mentioned about yellow and red pen, yellow paper and red pen, I think. So is there a significance of using that? Do
It
color?
is the color combination which I read somewhere that okay, it has to be the paper should be yellow and the pen has to be red whenever we write something which we really want to write affirmations on it. I saw some Instagram video on this from some life coach from outside India. She just mentioned those colors and it something is resonated with me because red color is something related to what my desires are. Like it's a desirable color, red color. So that's how it hit my mind, and I just shared with you. Although I'm not using yellow paper and red pen, I'm just using a simple notebook and a pen. So because I consider myself as a beginner practicing all this, and I'm practicing because somewhere I feel that okay, the prayer is also a form of focus towards a God, and writing these things is also a kind of focus. So just for that I'm writing, following it, and few things when started becoming reality, I started believing in it.
Right.
And I don't miss even a single day after that.
Right, right. I think getting into practice is the most hard part because when you start initially, maybe you start with a trigger, but because of your schedule and a lot of things going on in life, you may start missing out on days. But getting into keeping that consistency and then following the gratitude practice every day is really important. That I have, heard from a lot of people I speak with as well.
It needs just 10 minutes, not more than that.
Mm-hmm.
1 minute each affirmation. That is all it needs.
Great, Nancy. Wonderful. So, lastly, if we have to close the conversation with, one advice from you for everyone, for anyone or everyone who is starting off their journey in practicing gratitude or in, law of attraction or in general for people to value law of attraction because it has worked. It works. It is scientifically proven. So, what would be that one advice from you to them?
See, whenever big incidents happen in our life, we realize those things which were to be done 10 years back, 5 years back, or 2 years back.
Hmm.
Oh, I would have done that thing.
Hmm.
That should not be there.
Hmm. Right.
This was a big thing for me also. I should have not done this two
Hmm.
years back. If I would have done this, this would have happened.
Right.
We always think like that.
Hmm.
So whatever is done, and
Hmm.
it is for good. And I believe in the power of now.
Hmm.
What is there in the moment which can best be taken out, take it out. Don't delay, because delay is just like getting out of the zone
Hmm.
of that particular kind of energy.
Hmm.
If that energy is lost, I
Hmm.
don't know when it will come back.
Hmm.
And that is a big opportunity I missed.
Right. Right.
So if it goes away forever.
Right.
So the right time is just now.
Hmm.
That is it.
Right, right. I think it is a key takeaway. I think two key takeaways here. One is to, not have any regrets in life. And second is to, live in the present moment instead of living in your past or, keep on thinking about future, I would say. Great.
Because I have done this a lot
Great.
in past.
I know we all learn from our past experiences, and I think the way out is to just keep learning and improving ourselves, and that is the only way we can work on ourselves.
So nice to meet you. Thank you so
Okay,
much for
thank you so much,
this
Nancy, for
chance.
joining our podcast. And it was lovely conversation. And I think it will be able to help a lot of people out there who, maybe are confused in life or who maybe just start their journey in law of attraction but never able to finish that. So we actually learn from people. People learn from people, and we learn from the experiences and stories of people. And that's why we are here to, share stories and learn from each other, right? Thank you so much for being a part of our podcast in this amazing conversation.
Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.